Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked into a woman's eyes during intimacy and wondered what she's truly feeling, but not saying? It's what she might be craving deep down, yet keeping silent about. Most men focus on the physical side of intimacy, but few ever stop to ask what's happening beneath the surface, inside her emotions, her thoughts, her heart. Because what women crave most isn't always visible. It's felt, it's sensed, it's earned through presence, patience, and understanding. This isn't a conversation about fantasy or performance. It's about truth, the quiet truths women carry but rarely voice. Every woman desires connection, but connection for her begins long before touch. It starts with trust, attention, and the feeling that she's emotionally safe in your presence. And when she feels that, her body, her mind, and her heart open in ways that create a kind of intimacy most people never experience. In this video, we're going to explore the hidden language of desire, what women secretly crave during intimacy, but almost never say out loud. These are the things that can transform not only how you touch her body, but how you reach her soul. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to understand could completely change the way you connect, communicate, and create closeness for the rest of your life. When it comes to intimacy, one of the deepest things women crave, yet often never say out loud, is emotional presence and psychological safety. Physical attraction and chemistry may spark the connection, but it is emotional safety that allows her to fully open, relax, and connect on a deeper level. For many women, desire begins not in the body, but in the mind. It's in the way she feels seen, understood, and valued. When she senses that her partner is truly there, not distracted, not rushing, not performing, her nervous system begins to relax. That relaxation is what unlocks genuine pleasure, trust, and vulnerability. Without emotional safety, even the most passionate physical moments can feel incomplete or mechanical. In the female body, arousal is deeply intertwined with the brain's emotional centers. The release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, depends on how connected and secure a woman feels with her partner. When a woman feels emotionally safe, her oxytocin levels rise, reducing stress hormones like cortisol. This hormonal balance allows her body to become more responsive and sensitive to touch. In contrast, if she feels judged, rushed, or emotionally distant, her body may instinctively resist arousal, even if she consciously wants to be intimate. That's not emotional weakness. It's biology. The body protects itself when it doesn't feel safe. Emotional presence means being attuned, noticing her cues, her breathing, her energy, and her comfort level. It means eye contact, gentle communication, and touch that reflects patience rather than expectation. Many women crave that moment when they can feel their partner's attention fully on them, without distraction, without pressure. When a man is mentally and emotionally present, it communicates something powerful. You are safe here. You are valued here. That silent message does more to awaken desire than any single technique or move ever could. It's what transforms intimacy from physical interaction into emotional connection. Psychological safety also extends beyond the bedroom. It's built through consistency, respect, and genuine care in daily life. When a woman knows her partner listens, respects her boundaries, and treats her emotions with compassion, that trust carries into intimacy. She doesn't need to hold back, hide her feelings, or mask her desires. She can express herself freely, and that freedom creates a deeper kind of passion, one that's grounded in security. Women don't crave perfection, they crave presence. They crave the feeling of being emotionally held, not controlled or judged. When a woman feels emotionally secure, her body mirrors that safety, her breathing deepens, her muscles relax, and her pleasure expands. This connection between emotional openness and physical response is what makes intimacy so powerful for women. It's not about intensity alone, it's about connection, understanding, and presence. True intimacy is not achieved through force or performance, but through trust and awareness. Emotional safety is the foundation that allows her to let go completely and experience pleasure not just as a physical act, but as a profound emotional exchange. For many women, intimacy is not something that happens suddenly. It unfolds gradually through layers of emotion, anticipation, and connection. Unlike men, whose arousal can often be more immediate and visually triggered, women's desire tends to build more slowly and deeply. What they secretly crave is not speed or intensity from the start, but the art of slow sensual build-up, the kind that engages the mind before the body and invites them to feel rather than rush. This slower pace isn't hesitation, it's how a woman's body and emotions synchronize to create a more fulfilling experience. When a partner understands this, intimacy transforms from a physical act into an emotionally charged and unforgettable exchange. The female body responds to anticipation. The mind is her most powerful erogenous zone, and when desire is allowed to grow mentally, it amplifies every physical sensation later on. A gentle look, a patient touch, soft words, or subtle gestures can awaken her senses far more effectively than hurried passion. The slower the approach, the deeper the response. This is because women's arousal depends on relaxation, trust, and connection. When these elements are present, blood flow increases to the erogenous areas, sensitivity heightens, and pleasure becomes more profound. Rushing through this process can cause tension or self-consciousness, which blocks arousal. But when time is taken to build anticipation, it tells her subconscious mind that she is desired, not demanded, wanted, not just needed. A slower build-up also enhances emotional intimacy. It gives space for her to connect emotionally, to feel comfortable and engaged. The small gestures that precede physical intimacy, laughter, conversation, eye contact, or soft physical closeness, create a sense of unity that prepares her emotionally. These moments may seem subtle, but they are powerful triggers for desire. When a woman feels mentally and emotionally seen, her body naturally follows. It's a physiological response. Her body mirrors the level of safety and emotional warmth she feels. This is why foreplay, both physical and emotional, is not optional but essential. It allows her to transition from her everyday mental state into one of presence, relaxation, and pleasure. The craving for slow, sensual build-up is also about emotional validation. When a partner takes time, it sends a clear message that she is worth the patience, and that her pleasure matters, and that the moment is shared, not rushed. This mutual respect deepens trust, making intimacy a space of connection rather than performance. The slower rhythm allows her to be more in tune with her own sensations, discovering what feels good, what feels safe, and what feels emotionally aligned. This depth of awareness enhances not only her pleasure, but also her connection with her partner. When women say they desire connection, this is what they mean, not intensity that burns out quickly, but warmth that builds breath by breath. The art of slow intimacy isn't about restraint. It's about understanding how to awaken all her senses: touch, scent, sound, emotion, imagination, until desire becomes something that radiates from the inside out. The more time invested in anticipation, the more profound the connection becomes, and it's within that slow, patient unfolding that true intimacy reveals its magic. In intimacy, what many women secretly crave but often hesitate to voice is affirmation and emotional validation. For them, connection is not built on grand gestures alone, but on the subtle reassurance that they are desired, valued, and appreciated in the moment. Words, tone, and communication become powerful tools in shaping emotional safety and physical openness. When a woman feels seen and acknowledged, her confidence blooms and her body relaxes and her ability to experience pleasure deepens. It's not about constant compliments or scripted praise, but about genuine presence, the kind that says, "I'm here with you, I see you, and you matter." This type of emotional communication is what transforms intimacy into something meaningful and lasting. Women often carry emotional layers into intimacy, thoughts about how they look, insecurities about performance, or fears of not being enough. These inner voices can easily silence arousal if not countered by reassurance and understanding. When a partner takes the time to express admiration sincerely, to say she's beautiful, that she feels amazing, that he loves how she responds, those words reach beyond her ears. They calm the critical voice inside her mind. They replace anxiety with confidence. Emotional affirmation creates an environment where she feels safe enough to let go of control and simply feel. That freedom is essential for true intimacy because arousal is not just a physical response, it's also a psychological surrender. Communication during intimacy is not only about what is said, but how it is said. The tone, timing, and authenticity matter. Gentle encouragement, appreciation, and curiosity about her pleasure show that she is not just a participant, but an equal partner. Women crave that sense of connection where communication flows naturally, where they can express what they like without fear of judgment, where feedback is welcomed and where silence is replaced by presence. Even small phrases of validation, a whisper, a breath, a look, can communicate far more than words. It tells her that she's not performing, that she's being experienced and appreciated as she is. Verbal and emotional affirmation also extend beyond the physical moment. Simple gestures like listening, remembering her preferences, or checking in about her comfort level strengthen the bond that carries into the next experience. Intimacy then becomes something she looks forward to, not because of the act itself, but because of how it makes her feel seen, respected, and connected. The craving for affirmation is not about ego or insecurity. It's about connection. Every human being wants to feel wanted, but women in particular thrive on emotional recognition. It's a signal that their presence matters as much as their body. When affirmation and communication blend together, they form a powerful bridge between physical and emotional pleasure. A woman's confidence during intimacy grows when her partner's words align with genuine emotion. This emotional synchronization allows both partners to move beyond performance and into authenticity. For a woman, being told she's desired is not vanity. It's emotional nourishment. It's the reassurance that intimacy is not one-sided, that her emotions and sensations hold equal value. When a partner understands and expresses that through words and presence, he doesn't just touch her body, he reaches her heart, and that is where true connection begins. What women secretly crave during intimacy, though rarely put into words, is the feeling of mutual exploration and shared pleasure. For many women, intimacy is not about performance or perfection. It is about connection, curiosity, and responsiveness. They long for a partner who approaches the experience not as a task to complete, but as a journey to explore together. When both partners are equally invested in understanding and enjoying one another, intimacy evolves into something deeper than physical satisfaction. It becomes an exchange of energy, trust, and emotion. This sense of mutuality tells her that she is not there to please or be pleased alone, but to share in something that belongs to both. Women often crave a partner who listens with their body, someone who notices subtle shifts in breath, movement, and emotion. These cues tell a story of what feels right, what feels safe, and what draws her closer. When a partner pays attention to these details, it communicates respect and care. It tells her that her experience matters. In that kind of environment, she feels free to express her desires, experiment, and be vulnerable without fear of judgment. This freedom is what allows deeper arousal and connection to unfold. When she senses that her partner is exploring with her, not just leading or following, the moment becomes alive with collaboration rather than expectation. Mutual exploration also removes pressure. It replaces performance anxiety with curiosity and presence. Instead of worrying about outcomes, both partners become absorbed in the process, the feel, the rhythm, the discovery of what brings shared pleasure. This shift changes everything. It allows both to communicate openly, to ask to adjust, and to learn. For women, this type of interaction is deeply empowering because it validates that their pleasure is equally important, that their voices have space, and that intimacy is a shared language, not a one-sided dialogue. Women crave partners who are patient and open-minded, who understand that pleasure is not linear but layered. Some moments call for intensity, others for gentleness, and mutual exploration helps navigate that spectrum naturally. It's not about guessing or assuming, it's about asking, feeling, and adapting together. When a man engages with this kind of awareness, it shows that he's not just seeking his own release, but a shared emotional high, a moment of connection where both bodies move in sync. Guided by empathy rather than ego, this shared exploration deepens emotional intimacy as well. It creates a bond that lingers long after the physical act because it fulfills a deeper human need. To be known and understood, women crave that emotional transparency, that sense that their pleasure is part of something bigger than physical release. When intimacy becomes a partnership of discovery, it dissolves insecurity, strengthens trust, and turns every encounter into an act of renewal. What women desire most in these moments is not dominance or submission, but harmony, the balance of giving and receiving, of curiosity and care. When both partners enter intimacy as explorers rather than performers, they don't just connect physically, they awaken emotionally and spiritually, creating a kind of closeness that words can rarely describe. Understanding what women truly crave during intimacy is not about learning tricks or memorizing techniques. It's about awareness, empathy, and connection. As women desire to feel emotionally safe, to experience a slow and sensual build up that allows their bodies and minds to align, to be affirmed and reassured through honest communication, and to share intimacy as an act of mutual exploration rather than performance. When a partner embraces these truths, intimacy becomes more than physical contact. It transforms into emotional harmony, where both individuals feel seen, understood, and deeply connected. True intimacy is not found in intensity or perfection, but in presence, in the small, mindful moments where two people truly meet. Women crave a partner who listens not just with their ears, but with their heart, who makes them feel cherished, not just desired. When these needs are met, a woman doesn't just open her body, she opens her soul, creating a connection that lasts beyond the moment. So to everyone listening, remember this: intimacy is an ongoing conversation, not a destination. Approach it with curiosity, kindness, and patience. See it as a shared experience that grows stronger with communication and trust. The more you learn to connect emotionally, the more fulfilling the physical connection becomes. Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself and to understand the deeper layers of what makes intimacy meaningful. Your willingness to learn is the foundation of healthier, happier relationships. Wishing you confidence, compassion, and continued growth in your journey toward deeper connection and understanding. Good luck. Take care of one another, and thank you for watching.